Further on that thing, you will see that there are cops who deliberately left themselves out of the controversy in the first place, yet they were very much involved because they were the ones that were doing the questioning. We've got Troy Sherman, S-H-R-E-M-A-K. Coretta Tooney of the Panama City Police Department exists nowhere in the report. Then we got Sergeant Carvin, K-R-V-I-N. I'm a bad speller. All of a sudden he says that is the complete report. If there is a complete report on 7860 MMMO, I think it is, how come is it he says it's a complete report, yet nowhere in that report under Discovery, which happens to be under 3.220 Discovery, Brady versus Maryland, nowhere in that report does it mention that he had a previous arrest. And if a cop was to do a background check, which I reasonably believe they probably did a background check and found out that he had a previous arrest, on top of that, 9/11 was when I had no choice to, because I knew that I could not go to the cops, because Thanksgiving 1997, I almost got murdered in my home, where there was a sergeant, he's now a Lieutenant Joe Cherry of the Panama City Clown Idiot Motherfucking Department, knew where I was severely beaten, had to be hospitalized, where a Pamela Sutton is somebody that took me from the hospital of Stone and Sutton, saw how badly my face was messed up. I begged her for a ride at the Walmart. She gave me a ride. Okay, so this person I was told under 741 of the Florida statutes, did I want to press charges? Well, that was a trap right there, because if I was to try to press charges, automatically he knew where I lived. He knew that he could very easily have his friends say, look here, do him in, we don't need him as a witness. So I believe in the Bible it says in your hour of, not just your hour of your need, your second of need. I believe the Holy Spirit of the Bible said, do not press charges, because that would give that person an incentive who had a federal record before extensive prison time, that he had nothing to lose by doing me in. So something told me, I said, I ain't saying nothing. So they allowed somebody who was a career criminal to put me into the hospital, where when I went to the hospital there, they would not even do anything to me for over 3.5 hours, because I refused to sign one of their complicated forms, because I was in pain, where I had holes drilled in my head, blood going down my face, where I chose to say, I can't, all I can do is just write you, I give you consent to competent medical care. And that's all I did. Now what I'm trying to figure out here is, why do they hate me so badly? It makes no sense for me to break into somebody's place. I have a friend who has two beautiful Gibson guitars. I've told him the only way I could covet his guitar is he'd have to beat the motherfucking shit out of the son of a bitch before I would even be able to even think about coveting his guitar. I admire his guitars. I admire his stuff. But I believe in trying to make my little area a heaven on earth. And so therefore I figure if it would cause him pain, I want to try, this low-life whale shit, piece of shit, wants to cause as little pain as possible on this earth. I have no titles. I am not invited. I have not been nominated for a Jefferson Award, which is probably a 501c3 grant that's put out by, there's also, or there's something called the Do the Right Thing, which probably is a grant. I don't have no titles. I'm regarded as a fucking piece of shit that rides a bicycle, that's a thorn in the side of the authorities. If I'm going to be a thorn in the side of the authorities, it's not going to be because I broke into somebody's place. It's not going to be because I terrorized anybody. It's going to be because I tried to only make things better and fairer for everybody, and evidently it must be a real threat to try and make things fair for everybody, because I wonder how many people in this world have made their fortunes off of stirring up shit and then providing so-called solutions to the problems. I wonder, how come is it we can't have a fair, gentle system? We've got churches all over the place which are non-profit corporations, 501c3, 990 EZs. Why is it that they can open up the newspapers and they can see that there are wrongs and they don't do anything about it? Why is it that low-life whale shit, probably lower than whale shit, maggots that eat the whale shit, the bugs that eat the whale shit, I'm lower than whale shit. Why is it somebody lower than whale shit is somebody who has to speak out and say, hey, why can't we truly make it fair? Why not? Is there something wrong? Is there that much of a threat? The cops, they swear an oath to support and defend innocent citizens' constitutional rights, to not play favoritism. Why is it somebody low like me is the one that has to do it? Millionaires could do it. There are millionaires that will pick up the phone and the cops will be at their every aid and everything like that. Yet at the same time, when I try to get something done, as a matter of fact, recently I tried to park my bicycle at a convenience store right next to Gulf Coast Community College in Panama City, Florida, where an Indian, imagine this, somebody who is not from this country told me, I don't want you parking your bike. He accused it of being trash, but at the same time, he forgets about how many Americans are calling them trash. I asked him, I said, over in India, don't you have bicycles over there? Not only that, I find it awfully interesting. All of a sudden, an Eric Beatty comes out of, just coincidentally, answers to the call, puts a trespass warning against me at the store there, where all I was doing, and has been a long-time shopper at that store there, where I was very, very friendly relationship with the people at the store there, before that were there, before. A guy named was Babu, I believe his name was. He was showing me his iPhone, where he was working, you know, and I've been a long time, there's a guy named Kati, who's at the store, the Texaco that's in Beck Avenue in Panama City, Florida. We have a very good relationship. He knows that I do not look at somebody's skin and decide how I'm going to treat them. Okay? There was a lady by the name of Shahi that used to work at that store on Beck Avenue, which is in St. Andrews there. I always used to kid her and say, look here. I said, you want to swap hair? She had the most beautiful, long, glossy hair. I have never been somebody to look at somebody's skin and then decide how to treat them. You know, and the thing is this is, I don't believe anybody should be treated that way, because then I should be treated that way. Time up, almost up? Okay. As closing, I love good cops, I love good government, and all I want to do is I want to take the burden off of them, because when there was a Sergeant Stephen Yates that was going around raping young women, how many women were afraid when a cop pulled over because this was in the newspapers? As I said, I love good cops. I want to try to protect them. There's a good friend of mine named Danny Bates who happens to play the guitar. As a matter of fact, there was a Jay Walker who gave me a guitar on the Panama City Police Department. He knew that I was struggling out on the bench out there trying to play the hard stuff like Bach and Beethoven on the guitar. So I said, I love good cops, I love good government, and all I want to do is I just want to make a system that's about ready to break, make it better.